Have you ever felt like your parents were just a little too overprotective? Or maybe, as a parent, you felt that overwhelming need to keep your child safe from every possible danger in the world? Today, we're diving deep into a story that explores this exact feeling, a tale that has touched the hearts of millions around the globe. We're talking about the epic underwater adventure, Finding Nemo. Our story begins in the vibrant, colorful world of the Great Barrier Reef. Here we meet Marlin, a clownfish who has seen the worst the ocean has to offer. After a tragic event leaves him with just one precious son, Nemo, Marlin becomes the definition of an overprotective father. He's constantly worried, always cautious, and his favorite word seems to be no. For young Nemo, who was born with one fin smaller than the other, this constant coddling is suffocating. He yearns for adventure, for a taste of freedom, and to prove to his dad that he's not as helpless as he thinks. This classic father-son conflict comes to a head on Nemo's very first day of school. In a moment of defiance, trying to prove his bravery to his new friends, Nemo swims out into the open ocean, far away from the safety of the reef. It's a dare, a challenge to his father's fears. But in a horrifying twist of fate, the unthinkable happens. A diver appears from the deep blue, scoops Nemo up in a net, and vanishes. Marlin watches in terror, helpless as his entire world is taken away from him. Devastated but determined, Marlin does something he's never done before. He pushes past his crippling fear and sets off into the vast, unknown ocean to find his son. This is a fish who's afraid of his own anemone, now facing the biggest, scariest place on Earth. The odds are impossible, the journey perilous. He has no idea where Nemo is, only a single clue dropped by the diver, a pair of goggles with an address on them. Right at the start of his desperate quest, Marlin literally bumps into Dory. She's a friendly, optimistic, and incredibly helpful blue tank fish who happens to have one tiny problem: severe short-term memory loss. She can't remember names, places, or what happened just a few seconds ago. But what she lacks in memory, she makes up for in heart. Dory is the complete opposite of the cautious, pessimistic Marlin. She's impulsive, trusting, and sees the good in everyone. Despite her forgetfulness, she becomes the unlikely and indispensable companion Marlin needs on his journey. Her ability to read the human words on the diver's goggles, P. Sherman, 40 to Wallaby Way, Sydney, gives them their first real lead. And so, this odd couple, a worried father and a forgetful friend, begin their incredible journey across the ocean. Their path is anything but easy. One of their first major encounters is with a trio of sharks: Bruce, Anchor, and Chum. These aren't your typical mindless predators. They're part of a support group, trying to change their image with the motto, "Fish are friends, not food." It's a hilarious and tense scene where Marlin and Dory try to navigate a friendly meeting with creatures whose instincts scream danger. This encounter teaches Marlin his first lesson: not everything in the ocean is as scary as it seems, and appearances can be deceiving. The world isn't just black and white. It's full of complex characters, even sharks trying to be better. Meanwhile, where is Nemo? He's found himself in a fish tank in a dentist's office in Sydney, overlooking the harbor. He's no longer in the vast ocean, but in a small, glass box. Here, he meets the tank gang, a quirky group of fish who have all been captured from the ocean. There's Gil, the tough-as-nails Moorish idol who also dreams of escape. Bloat, the pufferfish who inflates when he's stressed. And the ever-anxious Gurgle, who's obsessed with cleanliness. Gil, scarred from a previous escape attempt, becomes a mentor to Nemo. He sees the same fire for freedom in the young clownfish that he has himself. He devises a plan to jam the tank's filter, hoping to force the dentist to clean the tank and give them a chance to escape in plastic bags, roll out the window, and across the street into the harbor. It's a risky plan, but it's their only hope. Back in the open water, Marlin and Dory face their next challenge, a dense, dark forest of jellyfish. Dory, in her carefree way, sees them as fun and bouncy, while Marlin sees them for what they are: a deadly trap. This scene is a true test of their partnership and Marlin's courage. He has to push past his fear to save Dory, who gets badly stung, and in doing so, he learns to take risks not just for his son, but for his new friend as well. The journey is changing him, forcing him to be the brave fish he needs to be. After surviving the jellyfish, they find themselves surfing the East Australian current with a group of super cool sea turtles led by the 150-year-old Crush and his son, Squirt. This part of the journey is a breath of fresh air. Crush's laid-back parenting style is a stark contrast to Marlin's. He trusts his son, lets him learn from his own mistakes, and encourages his independence. Watching Crush and Squirt, Marlin starts to see that maybe, just maybe, his own approach to parenting has been all wrong. He learns that letting go doesn't mean you don't care, it means you trust. The turtles drop them off near Sydney, their destination finally within sight. But the ocean has one more terrifying test for them. In the dark, murky waters near the harbor, they encounter a massive whale. Dory, with her unique ability to speak whale, tries to communicate with it, much to Marlin's disbelief. They end up getting swallowed whole inside the whale's mouth. It seems like all hope is lost. Marlin is ready to give up, convinced they've failed. But Dory, in a moment of profound wisdom, delivers one of the most iconic lines in the film. She tells Marlin that when life gets you down, you know what you've got to do, just keep swimming. Her unwavering optimism in the face of despair gives Marlin the strength to trust her one last time. He lets go of the whale's tongue, plunging them deeper, only to be blasted out of the blowhole, landing them right in Sydney Harbor. They've made it inside the dentist's office. The tank gang's escape plan has failed. To make matters worse, Nemo learns that he is to be given to the dentist's notoriously rough niece, Darla. Time is running out. But the stories of his father's incredible journey across the ocean have reached him through the network of ocean life. Hearing about his father's bravery inspires Nemo to take a bold risk. He plays dead, hoping to be flushed down the toilet, which he's been told leads back to the ocean. Marlin, with the help of a friendly pelican named Nigel, finally reaches the dentist's office, only to see Nemo floating dead in a plastic bag. His heart shatters, believing he is too late. He leaves, defeated and broken. He says goodbye to Dory, his spirit completely crushed, and starts the lonely journey home. But Nemo's plan worked. He gets flushed down a drain and finds his way back to the ocean. This is where Dory's role becomes more crucial than ever. Even with her memory loss, the emotional bond she formed with Marlin is strong. She's lost and confused without him until she bumps into Nemo. She doesn't recognize him at first, but when she sees the word Sydney on a nearby pipe, it triggers her memory. Everything comes flooding back: Marlin, the journey, the promise to help. She realizes who Nemo is and helps reunite him with his father. The reunion is emotional, but their adventure isn't over yet. Just as they find each other, Dory gets caught in a fishing net along with a whole school of other fish. This is Nemo's moment to shine. Remembering what Gil taught him in the tank about working together, he tells all the fish in the net to swim down. Marlin, terrified of losing his son again, has to make a choice. Does he hold him back, or does he trust him? In a powerful moment of growth, he looks at his son and says, "Go on." He finally lets go. The combined force of all the fish swimming down breaks the net, and everyone is freed. In the end, everyone is back home in the reef, but they are all transformed. Nemo is no longer the timid boy afraid of the ocean. He is confident and brave. Dory has found a family in Marlin and Nemo, a place where she belongs. And Marlin, most importantly, has learned the most valuable lesson of all, that true love isn't about holding on so tight you suffocate them. It is about having the courage to let go and trusting that you've given them the strength to find their own way in the world. It's a beautiful story about fear, courage, family, and the simple, powerful act of just keeping swimming. Thanks so much for diving into this story with me today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into your favorite movies. See you in the next one.